Hey, what's up guys? So it's common knowledge now that Samsung and Google are merging their two operating systems, Tizen and Wear OS, and are creating a new operating system that will still be called Wear OS probably, but will have some different features, taking cues from Samsung as well as Wear OS and just delivering a better experience for Wear OS smartwatches going onwards. Now, Tizen OS on Galaxy watches is a very powerful operating system. It is very intuitive with a lot of useful features. Features that we also find in Samsung Galaxy phones, which makes the experience even better on smartwatches. And these are no-brainer features to have on your smartwatch since we have a smaller display, and with these useful features it's easy to navigate around the watch and get to a certain setting or an app or a feature very quickly without tapping a lot of buttons here and there. So in this video I want to talk about 10 Tizen OS features that I really do hope Google takes cues from and implement them in some form, one way or another, in Wear OS going forward. Not just in Galaxy watches that will be supporting Wear OS, but every Wear OS watch that comes forward, because these features will make the experience better and easy to navigate around the watch. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the quick settings panel, and just swipe down from the watch face, or for that matter anywhere in the watch. So let's say we're in settings and we swipe down, we get to these quick settings. Now quick settings are available in Wear OS right now, but what I really like on Galaxy watches are the multiple pages of these quick settings. So you can have a lot of these settings in here and you can quickly access them, quickly turn them on and off. So this is the first thing that I really want to see in Wear OS going forward. And then you can also edit them, you can remove them, and you can add even more. So let's say I will remove this one, and then I can just go in here and add. Second feature I want to see on Wear OS watches is the good night mode. Now every watch has some form of a good night mode on it, but none of them is as useful or as well implemented as the way that Samsung has done it. So if you go in good night mode, you will see that it turns on, and then you see this screen. You can simply go in here and go in settings, and here you can select turn on daily, so it will turn on depending on your sleep schedule. You won't even have to turn it on yourself. And what it actually does is that if you go in help, it will turn off watch always on, it will turn on screen wake up and system sounds. So even if you're wearing your watch and sleeping, if you move your wrist around, the screen will not turn on. You will not get any system sounds, you will not get any notifications, you will not have any watch always on feature going on. You will still get alarms though. So that's how good night mode is implemented in Samsung Galaxy watch. Just one button and it turns on everything you need to do to have a good night's sleep without any interruptions. Moving on, a very similar feature to good night mode is a theater mode. This theater mode is actually really cool. So there you go, you can see it here. If I turn it on, and here you can actually see until 2 hours. So an average movie time is 2 hours, so it will give you 2 hours by default. But you can tap here and you can change the time to 1 hour, 2 hours, 3, 4 hours. And then you can tap here and go in help. And here you will see what does a theater mode do. It will turn off watch always on, screen wake up, system sounds. And if you swipe down, there you will see the difference between good night mode and theater mode. In good night mode, you will still get alarms, but in theater mode, even alarms will be muted. So if you're going to sleep at night, and you don't even want any alarms to disturb you, instead of good night mode you can simply turn on theater mode. Next up on the list is a water lock mode, and the name explains what it is. It locks the screen when you're in water. So if you're taking a shower, you can turn this feature on and it will lock the screen and you will not be able to interact with the screen at all. So any screen and water interaction will not happen, and there will be no accidental calls or messages sent or any other features activated by accident. So once you've turned it on, there will be no interactions with the screen. You will not be able to do anything. The only way to turn it off is by long pressing the home button, and you will see this animation, and it will eject the water using the sound coming out of the speaker, and you will actually see water being ejected. And then you can just rinse off the watch. Moving on, the next feature that I want to talk about is not a separate feature per se. It's a part of another function on the watch, but it is very useful feature, and it is most commonly found on smartphones, but not many manufacturers think to put it on their smartwatches. But Samsung does it, and I love this feature. So first we need to go in settings, scroll down, go in advanced, home key, and here you will see this double press feature. Go in here and select recent app. Now you can set up your double press the home key to launch any one of these features. There is a long list here, but my favorite one by far is Recents app. Why? Because it allows you to quickly switch between apps, not just the current app or the previous app, which is a sort of a form of this feature available on many smartwatches. But this allows you to see all the previous apps that you've been using, and you can switch between any one of them. So here you can see that I've got 6 or 7 apps open and I can switch between them very quickly, just with double pressing this home button. Next feature I want to mention here is called ongoing icons. So it tells you everything that's going on your watch in the background, and I love this feature, and I haven't seen this feature on many smart watches. So let's talk about this one. Again, we need to go in settings, and here we need to go in watch faces actually. So here you will see this feature, ongoing icons. Go in here. By default it's turned on. You can turn it off from here, but the main reason why I'm here is to select the position. So here you can select the position to show up at the bottom, at the right edge, or at the left edge. So let's say we'll start a workout now. And you go back to the home screen. Now you see this little icon of a running man down at the bottom of the display, which shows you that your watch is tracking your activity in the background. And I can even go straight into the app by tapping on this icon. And this feature works for any other function that's running in the background on your watch, whether it's music, whether it's any app. So if we launch a timer here, go back, you will see this timer icon, and if I tap on it, it will take me straight to the app. If there is music playing on your phone, and because you can control that music from your watch, you will see this music icon down here at the bottom, and you can tap it to go straight into the music app and control your music functions. Next up, I want to talk about the battery saving features. Now granted, there are battery saving features on other watches as well, but not as detailed and as granular as you will find them on Galaxy watches. So once again, we go in settings, we scroll down to battery, and here you will see this power mode and optimized battery and then related settings. So we'll go in power mode here, and here you can see that we have a standard mode, then we have power saving mode, and then we have watch only mode. So right now we have 12 hours 13 hours of battery left. If I turn on the power saving mode, we'll have 1 day and 13 hours, and if I turn on watch only, we'll have 13 days 9 hours and 40 minutes. So that's different levels of battery saving available to you on the watch. And finally, we have optimized battery options. So if you go in here you can actually turn things on and off and manually select what you want off and what you want to keep on. So here you can select long vibration, screen timeout, and things like NFC, Wi-Fi, touch wake up. And once you are done selecting them or unselecting them, you can simply tap optimize, and it will optimize the watch's battery for you. And even if that's not enough, you can then go in related settings, and here it shows you all the settings that can affect your battery life. So things like watch always on, screen timeout, wake up gesture, and stuff that you see here. So you can turn these features on and off to improve your battery life even further. Moving on, the next feature that I want to talk about is actually something that's available on the Galaxy Wear app on your phone. So if you have multiple Galaxy devices, Galaxy watches, if you have multiple Galaxy watches, you can auto switch between them. And how that works is that if you go in settings, here you will see this auto switch feature. Go in here and turn this on. Now here you will see the list of all the watches that are connected to Galaxy Wear app. So right now Galaxy Watch 3 is active watch that I'm using, and it's in my hand. And what this feature does is that if I take this Galaxy Watch 3 off and then wear Galaxy Watch Active 2, it will disconnect with Galaxy Watch 3 and connect with Galaxy Watch Active 2 automatically. You won't even have to do a thing. Moving on, the next feature that I want to talk about actually doesn't have an official name, but I like to call it Quick View, because it allows you to take a look or peek at your watch faces very quickly. So if I long press on the watch face, I can now go through the list of these watch faces, but I've got a lot of watch faces, so it will take a lot of time. So there is a way to quickly do it. If I quickly scroll the bezel, the view will turn to 4 watch faces at a time, and if I do it once again, it will turn to 7 watch faces at a time, and you can see even more at the edges. So now I can go through all of these watch faces very quickly and select the one that I want. Next up, there is another feature called My Style feature, and this is not just a regular watch face where you can put any background you want. It actually generates watch faces depending on colors that you give it, color palette of any photo that you give it. So now let me show you how this works. Long press, now look for My Style watch face. So there you go, that's My Style. So I'll long press on it and I will go in customize. Now it's much easier to go through this process on your phone rather than on the watch, so I'll continue on the phone. So here I have watch faces and I have got this one right here. I'll go in customize. Now here what you can do is you can go through all of these features here, clock type, complication 1, 2, 3 and 4. You can add them. So you can select the clock type from here, analog, digital with details and simple digital, and then you can add 4 complications on 4 edges. But what I want to show you here is how you can create these different patterns depending on the color palette you select. So if I go in gallery and I select, let's say, this image from my gallery, right? So now down here you can see that there are quite a few different styles generated on the color palette of this photo, and I can select any one of them. So let's say I'll go with this one. I'll press done and it will change here. And you can even do this with your dresses, with your wardrobe, whatever you're wearing. If you want to generate a corresponding watch face, simply take a photo of your dress and it will generate the watch face based on those colors. And then you can go ahead and change the clock type and complications. Press save, it will be saved and it will change on your watch as well. And finally, the last feature that I want to talk about is called looking for this feature, and this is something you only find in settings. So let's say I go in watch faces, and if I scroll all the way down, you will see these extra options here under looking for this. So if I'm looking for any specific feature and I don't find it because the menu section is very extensive on Galaxy Watch, it actually smartly gives you these looking for this options. So even if you don't find them up here, you might just find them down here. And I have found what I'm looking for so many times while going through another menu. I love this feature on a smartwatch. Again, it makes your life easier and navigating around your watch much simpler. I hope there is some form of implementation of this feature on Wear OS going forward as well. So that's about it, guys. These were the features that I really think should be modeled upon, and some form of these features should be available in Wear OS going forward, since there is a merger of Wear OS and Tizen OS, and I could not be more excited to use these Wear OS watches, especially Galaxy Watch 4 and Galaxy Watch 4 Active. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.